Hello friends, I welcome you all to EduTap. So today we have brought for you lecture 55 under your fast track series. So as you know, in this fast track series we are covering your ESI and finance related current affairs which are important if you are preparing for RBI Gr B, NABARD Gr A or SEBI Gr A of 2019. So that means our fast track series is important for the 2019 current affairs of ESI and finance both. So in this lecture, today is your lecture 55 and we are going to cover March 27th to 31st. So that means with this video, we'll be done with your current affairs till March. So now let me tell you about our previous results. You can see here that in 2017 as well as 18, we have some brilliant results with us in both RBI Gr B and NABARD Gr A. Okay, and let me tell you, SEBI Gr A result for 2018 has just been announced and 41 of our students have been selected when there were 84 seats. So we are happy to announce this result also, and we feel blessed that our hard work is reaping and even you guys are doing really well. So now let me tell you about our individual courses. So these are the courses, you can go through them and you can have this course as per your requirement. And we also offer the combo courses. That means if you are preparing for 2 or more exams simultaneously, that is SEBI RBI, RBI NABARD or RBI NABARD SEBI, then you can go for these combo courses and you'll be able to avail the discount as well. And telling you the good news, we have come up with a new course for QRE that is important for all the banking examinations. So quantitative aptitude, reasoning ability and English. All these three are covered in this QRE course. Okay, so now coming to your lecture, let us start with your finance current affairs first, then we'll move on to your ESI section, and then finally after the news we'll try to solve the MCQs based on the same news. Okay, so let us see then what is your first news from the finance section of March 27th. Okay, so our very first news is RBI slaps ₹2 crore penalty on PNB for violating SWIFT norms. So SWIFT norms are actually important for us. You have to know this is a part of your static syllabus also, but this is in news because RBI has come up with this penalty on Punjab National Bank. Now this is not the first time that such penalty on for violation of the SWIFT norms has been slapped by RBI, but this is a recent one, and PNB is also in news a lot, so we are trying to cover it here. So SWIFT operations, you have to know, it is the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. So it is a kind of messaging network. It is the backbone, it is said to be the backbone of the ecosystems which are used by the banks for the money transfer on the cross-border basis. So a messaging network it is, and messages are sent through SWIFT, this particular system, when the money is to be transferred across the borders. Now PNB had violated some of the norms which are laid out by SWIFT, and for that, finding that, RBI has slapped a penalty on PNB. Okay, so keep in mind the bank is PNB, and what is this SWIFT? This you have to know anyways. Okay, this is a very important news. Regulatory Board for Precious Metals gets the approval of Finance Ministry. Earlier there was a cabinet committee set up for this Regulatory Board for Precious Metals, whether to set it up or not. Then the committee had recommended that yes, such board has to be set up, it is the high time in the country, and after that recommendation, Finance Ministry has given its nod. So that means soon after the act, it is expected that act would be passed in the parliament. So this precious metals board is going to be set up. Now this is very important. You have to know that I have already told you the high panel committee, which you can just read the members which were included from SEBI, then BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, Indian Gold Policy Center. So it was set up by IIM Ahmedabad. So World Gold Council is also important here. Are you able to recall the World Gold Council, in which the report by World Gold Council in which the reserves of gold had been ranked according country-wise, that we had covered? Are you able to recall the rank of India, the reserves of gold which it contains as per the World Gold Council report? So that is a question for you. If you are not able to recall, that means you are not revising your current affairs. You must go back and see that, find it out, and do let me know in the comment section below. So that is it about this precious metals board, and now let us come to the functioning of the board. So new comprehensive gold policy would be implemented, and this precious metals board is not going to be set up only for the gold, but for gold, silver, platinum, palladium. These are the four fixed, and if there is any other commodity which has been notified by the government to be under this board, then it would also be there. Okay, so gold, silver, platinum, palladium you have to keep in mind. And the board, see, this is just finance ministry has given the node, but when it is finally established, then we will try to cover it more comprehensively. But as for now also, the government has said that the board is expected to have members which are going to be the chairman, whole time as well as the part time, and the members are especially going to be from SEBI, Ministry of Commerce, and the warehouse regulator. So these are going to be the members. Keep in mind that yes, such a board for the precious metals board is going to be set up, which is going to regulate these metals given here, and secondly members also you have to keep in mind. So yes, that is it. Okay. So another very important news, India and United States have inked a pact to check the tax evasion by the multinational corporations. So MNCs, they are involved in the tax evasion. BEPS is a very important concept here, base erosion and profit shifting. So it there is this BEPS action plan which was adopted by OECD, that is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So to mitigate the risk from these base erosion and profit shifting, this plan was adopted. So now what is important for us is that India has such an agreement with the United States, which is going to offer the automatic exchange of country by country reports. So compliance burdens would be reduced on the companies of US parent. So this is important. BEPS project is itself important. I think that you must know what is this base erosion profit shifting, that you have to know, that is a part of your static syllabus also. So keep in mind about this agreement which is to be signed, which has been signed between India and US now. So done with your three more important news. Now let us see what is our fourth news. So SEBI has exempted government from PNB open offer. So this is very important. Actually, there are the norms by SEBI in which entities are required to make an open offer in case their shareholding goes beyond a certain threshold. So, but for this, as there are norms by SEBI, but SEBI has exempted government for the very first time for offering such open offer from PNB. So keep in mind, PNB again in news. In the first news also, swift operations regarding that was also related to PNB. So this news also related to PNB. So SEBI has accepted the government so that they do not need to make an open offer for the shareholders of PNB. Okay, and SEBI has also directed the reduction in the non-public shareholding in the lender. So this is important again, and certain conditions have been laid out by SEBI for this, but now the bank has to reduce the according to the conditions they have said, bank has to reduce the non-public shareholding from 75.41%. So this is important, and PNB actually, the background says that PNB had sought such SEBI's exemption, which has been granted. So keep this in mind, a very important news this is. Okay. Cabinet approves the creation of the additional posts in NCLAT. So NCLAT is what? National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. So NCLT is there. The appeals to which are made to NCLAT, that is Companies Law Appellate Tribunal, and now the cabinet has said that additional posts would be created, which would include 3 judicial and 3 technical members in NCLAT. So NCLAT was in news earlier also. We had covered that also. So again NCLAT is in news. So now, although these members, the name of these members have not been, they have not been selected, but just the creation of posts have been made. So this is important. We have to know that yes, even judicial and technical members are there. So all in all, 6 members here. Now what is important is that we have to know about NCLAT itself. So, a National Company Law Appellate Tribunal was constituted under the Section 410 of the Companies Act of 2013. This is important for you. And secondly, the Appellate Tribunal to hear the cases against the CCI is also this NCLAT. So some very important information about NCLAT and its related news I've given you. Keep in mind, read about NCLAT more, and yes, that is it from this news. So shall we move on now? Another very important news. PFC has become the second largest financial firm in India. So Power Finance Corporation is the second largest state-owned financial firm, and this value is by market capitalization. So market capitalization is related to your value of the shares. So now PFC is the second largest firm after SBI. So SBI is considered the state-owned firm. The value it has the maximum, and secondly is PFC. Now another important current affair which is related to this is that PFC has become this second largest state-owned firm by market capitalization after it bought a stake in REC. REC is Rural Electrification Corporation. So in this PSU it had bought the shares, and now PFC is become the second largest financial firm. So first firm I have already told you, State Bank of India it is, and the merger of PFC and REC is soon going to take place. So that is it about this news. I think this is your last news from the finance section. Let us see what this says. So India's April to February fiscal deficit is at 134% of the fiscal year target. So that means our fiscal deficit is at all-time high, and this recently released data by CAG, Controller General of Accounts, says the fiscal deficit has touched more than 134%. So April-February year, fiscal year of 2018-19, the figures are given here, rupees 8.51 lakh crore, and this is, just go through it. And secondly, it says that total expenditure, this data is also given by this report in CGA only. So total expenditure incurred by the government was rupees 21.88 trillions. This you have to keep in mind, in which further division are there on revenue and capital account. You can go through this also. Anyways, these are very important things, and since this reported is by CGA, you have to keep this in mind. So this figure becomes important for you. Then our revenue account and capital account both are also important. Okay, so yes, that is it. So we are done with your finance news. Let us see what is there in the section of ESI starting from March 27th. Okay, so the first news is about this very important report called as Global Energy and Carbon Dioxide Status Report. So International Energy Agency has released this report, and this report is very much important in the background of the climate change, various deals which are going on. So this report, first of all, keep in mind the name of the report and the agency which releases it. Okay, and IEA also you can just read here that it is headquartered in Paris, France, and an autonomous organization again under the framework of OECD. So OECD again in news, just in the last news also we had seen about OECD. So this is here again. Now, apart from that, the findings of the report are very important for us. Let us try to cover these findings also. So, according to this report by IEA, United States is the largest emitter of the carbon dioxide. That means it is responsible for the 14% of total emission. Then United States is followed by China, and the report has also found that India's emission growth this particular year, 18-19, was higher than the above two biggest emitters. So that India's emission growth of the emission was higher than United States and China. This you have to keep in mind. And also third important, very important finding is China, US and India together account for 70% of the rise in energy demand. So these three nations you have to keep in mind. And energy intensity improvement of India has also declined, this report says. Some important findings related to India are also here. India's per capita emissions were about 40% of the global average. You can just read here. And that is it. India has contributed to 7% to the global carbon dioxide burden. So United States is 14%, India stands at 7%. That is it about this report. And yes, we are done with your ESI section also. So ESI and Finance, both important news from the last week of March we have covered. Now let us try to solve your MCQs. Okay, before proceeding, I hope you guys would solve these questions on your own. Okay, you can pause the video and then try answering this question. Okay, so question 1 is, the setting up of Precious Metals Board of India was seen in news recently, that is in March 2019. So it will be the regulatory board for which of the following? So metals you have to identify which are going to be regulated under this Metals Board of India, which is going to be set up as notified by Finance Ministry. Is it gold, silver, platinum, palladium, or all of the above? So our answer is option E. We had seen all these 4 plus any other metal which is notified by the government would also be covered here. Question 2. India has recently, that is in March 2019, signed an agreement regarding the automatic exchange of country by country reports with which of the following countries? See, the question could have been in the form of BEPS plan also, that the MNCs, so that they are not able to do this base erosion profit shifting, which with which country India has signed this MOU. So you have to keep in mind the context of the news. So try to answer this question. US, Singapore, Russia, Japan, or Mauritius? So answer is US, United States. Question 3. SEBI has recently exempted government from making an open offer for which of the following banks? So the options are State Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, National Housing Bank, Vijaya Bank, or RBI itself. Okay, so our answer is PNB, option B. Last question, which of the following is the largest, second last question, which of the following is the largest state-owned financial firm by market capitalization by the March 2019? So, by March 2019, which is the state-owned firm? Because see, this is, the timeline has been given because usually it may change, okay, it might change when your exam approaches. So, you have to keep a tab over it. We'll be covering for you that all in our videos. So, but for now, as of now, the answer to this question would be yes, it is State Bank of India. The question is asking you about the largest and not the second largest financial firm, because our news was related to second largest firm, which is this Power Financial Corporation. So, but our answer, the largest one, is State Bank of India. Final question, Energy and Carbon Dioxide Status Report has been in news. Which of the following organization has released it? This is an easy question, a direct question, here it is. So you have to identify the organization. Greenpeace International, OECD, IEA, IRENA, or ISA. See, these acronyms I'm not going to tell you. You must be aware about them. All are important. But this report is released by International Energy Agency. Option C is the right answer. Okay, so your solutions are here. So that is it. We are done with your lecture. We have covered your current affairs related to ESI and Finance section up till March. And if you guys have any query, we would be happy to help you. You can contact us at 8146-207-241. You can even WhatsApp us on this number. And if you want to drop us a mail, our email ID is here, hello@edutap.co.in. I would recommend you guys to visit our website also, www.edutap.co.in. So that is it, guys. If you like the video, please do not forget to click like, do share it with your friends, and do subscribe to our channel. So wishing you all a very happy learning from the team EduTap. See you in the next video soon.